ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Today we're going to go over transcription books and whether you should buy one or whether you should just transcribe solos yourself. I like to think about transcription books kind of like fast food. Not entirely the best for you, but definitely serves a very good purpose. You can get that quick fix, get it down, you ain't hungry no more, get back to doing what you got to do, or even going out to a fancy restaurant or something like this, where transcribing things yourself is just like learning how to cook and prepare your own meals, both of which serve a necessary function. Clearly, if you just learn how to make everything yourself, ultimately that's going to be better, but sometimes you just don't have time to do that. So what are some very good transcription books that I think you should get? Well, first of all, it's not just about buying a transcription book that transcribes solos. Number one, if you buy any kind of transcription book related to jazz, in fact, if you buy any kind of transcription book, make certain that inside the book it actually has chord changes to go along with either the solo and or the melody. So obviously, as a saxophone player, you're going to need to get yourself one of these. Ideally, regardless of what saxophone you play, you want to get the Charlie Parker one that's in E flat, so you can actually feel what Charlie Parker was thinking. Something like this is really good for tenor, even though technically it's in the wrong octave. However, clarinet, this is awesome. For trumpet, this is awesome also. So obviously, in my opinion, this is an absolute definite must-have, the Charlie Parker Omnibook. Now, I recently picked up Sonny Rollins and also Cannonball Adderley. So if we take a look at these two books here, you can see that the Sonny Rollins one, this is for tenor, and the Cannonball one is for alto. However, let's talk a little bit about the Sonny Rollins one. About a year ago, I did a video talking about the 10 most influential saxophonists, whether it be alto, tenor, classical, jazz, whatever, and Sonny Rollins was ranked number 5 on my personal list. And for a lot of people, a lot of the greatest players, they absolutely, most definitely would put Sonny Rollins at number 1 on that list. Now, Sonny Rollins is such a unique and different kind of player. I think that most of what you're going to get from Sonny is going to be from watching his live performances, because Sonny, to me, was really he found a way to break all the restrictions of improvisation that you get from playing swing or playing bebop. He's kind of all over the place in his real Sonny Rollins kind of way. So picking up a transcription book of Sonny Rollins, you got to understand what it is that you're going to get by reading something like this. Before you play a single note out of any jazz solo transcription book, make sure you have the actual recording. Whether it be on YouTube or whether you've actually bought the records or whatever, make sure you have those recordings and make sure you kind of know the solo by the recording. Obviously, if you can already play the solo, you're probably not going to buy transcription books, but you should know it to where you're like singing it. And then when you get the transcription book, then you understand how somebody chose to notate this to capture what it was that the person was doing. I have the Alto book for Cannonball Adderley, but I have been working diligently for the last 10 to 15 years of basically just transposing alto stuff for tenor sax, like sight transposing. But at any rate, these are obviously not the only ones. There's like the Coltrane one, and you can get a bunch of other ones. However, my advice to you, ladies and gentlemen, is don't just limit yourself to jazz. Broaden your horizons. Over here, ladies and gentlemen, I have great classical themes, 100 compositions by all of our favorite classical composers. This is kind of like the real book of classical music. You guys listen to these opening themes that I do for my videos, and I am definitely pulling from this fantastic body of work. Obviously, you want to get this in C and then transpose. So, you want to do that. And to go along with that, I have here the real little ultimate Broadway fake book. Something like this is, in my opinion, almost better than just buying a jazz real book, because a lot of the American songbook stuff coming from Broadway, and here it even lists in the beginning, we have index of shows. We got Ain't Misbehavin', Cats, Carousel, Cinderella, La Cage aux Folles, Merlin, Gypsy, I mean stuff that you probably haven't heard of, but Gigi, oh Gigi, thank heaven for little girls. Yeah, this thing is just full of all the stuff that jazz guys have pulled from. Phantom of the Opera, I mean, I should also take this time, ladies and gentlemen, to tell you that I do have some books of my own, which is The High Ground. This is my Altissimo book for tenor sax. I have Vantage Point, my Altissimo book for alto sax, and I just released my new All Things Diminished. I cover a lot of things here. There's more here than what's on this. This isn't the finished copy, but I even added some Altissimo fingerings in this book just to go along with my theme. But at any rate, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, this is a lot of stuff to carry. So my advice to you is really start investing in going digital. Digital is the future, and the future is now. So do yourself a favor, and then you won't have to carry all this stuff around in conjunction with all the instruments, the alto, tenor, flute, clarinet, and you got to carry all these books, and you got to carry music stands and microphones and whatnot. It can be a lot. I got my alto sax here, ladies and gentlemen. I will post a link for all of this stuff. A lot of this stuff I got on Amazon. I bought like years ago. Some of it I got in stores, but I'll post a link so that way you guys, if you're interested, you can pick up some of this stuff. Also, I have my own personal Sirvalorsax merchandise, t-shirts, mugs, some other stuff that I like that's on Amazon here. Post a link for all of that stuff. So these are my 2 cents on it, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, when you are doing your own transcriptions, you want to convert all that stuff to digital. Let's talk about doing your own transcriptions now. Obviously, some people, they're just more adept at using freehand, pencil, and paper. My advice to you is once you do that, convert it over to digital. You can transpose it into any key. You can transpose it into keys no one ever played in. You can dissect it and just take licks and whatnot from your favorite solos, and you can make your own type of lesson programs. So going digital is clearly the future, and ultimately it's just going to wind up saving you in the long run. When you are deciding to do transcriptions for yourself, you need to start asking yourself, what is it about such and such a solo that I actually find to be the most appealing? So don't be one of these people that only transcribes solos just to take cool licks. David Sanborn has one of the most distinctive and unique sounds in all of jazz. So if I'm going to transcribe a David Sanborn solo, it's not going to be lick inspired. It's going to be sound, phrasing, vibrato, all these kinds of things. But still, I'm going to transcribe licks and whatnot. But if I go to somebody that's more traditional, like a Sonny Rollins, I need to incorporate all those things also. I think a lot of people, they hear somebody like Sonny Stitt and all these cool bebop licks and whatnot, but like, don't forget, transcribe the vibrato. Write in like how fast the vibrato is, articulations, all these kinds of things. It's going to make you a much better, well-rounded player. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for you. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.